Hey, Rosa, how you doing?
Very well, Professor. How are you this evening?
I'm good. I'm good. Everything is good.
That's good. That's what
How
counts.
you doing? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good. Can't complain under the circumstances. Tired of
Uh,
wearing a mask?
you and the whole world.
Yeah.
You and the whole world. I'm sick of it myself. I can't wait to go back to normal. We got a little ways, but it's going to happen.
It'll happen. It'll be a ways, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, it's going to happen. 100%. All right, we're starting in a couple of minutes. We're going to start with chapter 2. We left off at one point, and then we're going to catch that point where we left off. Okay. Um, got some grounds to cover. Okay. How you doing? All right. Let's go right into it. Okay. Um, this is going to be your give me question on the midterm. The reason why I call it the give me question is because it's very, very simple, right? All you do is listen to what I'm saying to you, and we're going to get through this. All right. So someone comes into the firm, right, and places an order for 4.47, 4 million.47, right? So that's a revenue. That's total revenue that comes in, and they want to fill an inventory of 1.87. So between the inventory and the revenue, earnings will increase by 260. So all you have to do is subtract the 4.47, subtract 1.87 from 4.47. That's what our earnings increase by, right? Our receivable, which is that they plan to pay for the remaining balance of 3.28 in 40 days. So it's 3.28, right? Our inventory decreased by 1.87, and they paid us in cash 1.19. Okay, this is going to be on your test. This is going to be your give me question, meaning I hope to God that no one gets this wrong. All right, all it is that we have our revenue increased by 4.47. Of course, the numbers are going to be different. Just know the concept. You subtract the inventory from the revenue number, and you get what the earnings increased by. The receivable, is 3.28. And then you know that the inventory decreased because we gave them 1.87, and the cash increased by 1.19 because that's what they gave us when they walked into the company. Now, I'm going to tell you something. No, wait, hold on, let me finish. Yes, Rosa. Rosa. Rosario?
No, that wasn't.
Oh, that wasn't you?
Hi, Professor.
Yes.
Uh, Can you please explain this again?
Okay. We have a company. Suppose your firm receives a 4.47 order in the last day of the year. Don't worry about the last day of the year. It doesn't matter. That's not what we're concerned about. So that order, it's a revenue. In other words, this is what we do to receive. Okay? So our earnings, but what happened was we gave them 1.87 million worth of inventory. Are you with me? Are you listening to me?
Yes, Professor, I'm listening.
Okay. So you got to subtract that from the revenue amount. And our earnings have increased by 2.60, right? Then they want to pay us 3.28 in 40 days. So our receivables increased by that amount, 3.28. Our inventory went down, right, by 1.87 because we filled it. And then last but not least, we're going to receive, and they paid us cash up front, right, of 1.19. So our cash increased. Do you understand that now?
Yes, Professor, thank you so much.
Okay. Any questions here? This is on the test, and this is the give me question. Okay, someone else has something to say. Sheree, what did you just say? I can't see that.
Oh, I just said it's easy.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Good. All right. Now, if you take out your sheet, we're going to do this one together. If you take out your sheet, we're going to do this one together. First thing we're going to do the market capitalization. The market capitalization. So we're going to calculate the market value of this company. So it's 9.5 times 31.32. The outstanding shares, right? The shares. 9.5 times 31.32. So that's going to give you 297.5.
Professor, are you sharing your screen? Because I'm seeing a blank screen. I just want to make sure.
Hold on one second.
I see it.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, let me bring it back up. Wait. Hold on one second, please. Do you see it now?
Yes, I can see it now.
Okay. So market to book ratio. What do you do now? This number, hold on one second. So market to book ratio, you take the 297.5 and you divide it. You divide it by the book value, which is 98.5. So the book value, the market value is 3 times that of the company's book value. meaning the numbers that's on the balance sheet. Then the next one is debt, book to debt, book debt to equity ratio. So the debt is 201.8, and then you divide that by, where's the other number? 201, debt. And you divide that by 98.5. Then you come out with 2.05.
Where's 98.5?
Right here.
So
That's the book.
the book value, not the market.
No, we did that already. That was over here. Market to book. The book value, the market value is 9.5 times 31.32. Then we do market debt, right, to equity ratio. So which is market debt is, in this situation, hold on, let's see. The debt is 201.8, right, divided by 297.5. You have all these formulas on your formula sheet. Now, the enterprise value, right, is market capitalization plus debt, which is equity share outstanding, which is 201.8 minus cash, which is 100.9, and that equals 398.4. Now, a lot of times doing the exam, when I say that, get the hint. A lot of times during the exam, students tend to mix it up, do things that are like, they get very nervous, they panic, right? And what happens is when you look at these ratios, right, it has to make sense to you, right? The market to book ratio can't be 10, right? Not for this, because if you're looking at the market and you're looking at the book value, it can't be 10 times, right? When you do the division, it can't be 10 times, right? The debt to equity can't be 5 or 7. And also market debt to equity ratio can't be like 100. And the enterprise value can't be the same as the market value. Impossible. And I've seen that on the exam where they start writing things and I'm like, where did that come from? class, take it from me. Take it from me. Right now, we're doing this. We're together doing this. And take notes because you're home. Have your little, I don't want to say cheat sheet, but have your little formula sheet and learn these formulas, right? And practice them because when you get the exam, you're going to have but so much time to complete these problems, right? There are no multiple choices here, right? You're going to have to fill them up, right? And another thing, round to 1 decimal point, and it tells you the other one round to 2 decimals. It tells you and round to 1, right? Pay attention to those um, issues there, right? Those things that are here. It's making it clear for you. And another thing, please use the right calculator that I asked you to get. That way the rounding is not off. Once the rounding is off, I'm not marking the papers. This is being done by my lab. So if it's wrong, it's wrong. I can't do anything about that. So please, please, right? Round to 2 decimal places, round to 2 decimal places, round to 1 decimal place, and round to 1 decimal place. That's how you do it. All right. Any questions here before I continue? Okay, good.
With the enterprise
Good.
value,
Uh-huh.
what are we adding the debt to again? What's the enterprise value?
The enterprise value is 297.5 plus 100.9 minus, where's the cash? I'm sorry, where's the debt? The debt is 297.5 plus 201.08 minus 100.9.
Gotcha, thank you.
Okay? Remember I showed you that Tuesday, what the enterprise value was.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, we had the lecture. Okay, so I'm going to continue. Okay, so Apple's current ratio. Apple's current ratio. Does anybody have the book in front of them, the formula sheet in front of them?
Yes, Professor.
Okay. So how do you calculate the current ratio?
Current assets divided by current liabilities.
Okay. So current asset divided by what?
Current liabilities.
So 76.62 divided by 75.88 equals 1.01. Round to 2 decimal places. How do we calculate quick ratio? You should have that also. Current asset minus current liabilities divided by what?
Quick ratio is current assets minus the inventory over current liabilities.
Okay, good. And say that one more time, but very slow, so everybody gets it.
Current assets minus
Uh-huh.
inventory
That's right.
over current liabilities.
That's right. Okay. So now, what is it saying? It's saying that Apple's higher current and quick ratio demonstrate that it has a much higher asset liquidity than does Hewlett Packard. This means that in a pinch, Apple has more liquidity to draw. Please turn off that mic. This means that in a pinch, Apple has more liquidity to draw on than does Hewlett Packard, right? Look at Apple has, in other words, 101, right? And then look at the Hewlett Packard, it's 66 and 90. So Remember now, when you're running a company, there are times that you run into a snag. What do I mean by that? Sometimes you need money. Something can happen and you don't have money on hand. But when you have liquidity, when you have more liquidity, things that you can sell immediately for cash, and that happens to a company, right? Things that you could sell right off the bat and get money for it, right? Certain assets, you need money, or sometimes you can, you might need money, and the bank, if you want to borrow from, let's say from Citibank or from Chase or from Goldman Sachs, and they say, okay, we're going to lend you the money, you need it right away, but we need some collateral. So you might have to sign collateral over things that be converted into cash. And that happens all the time. That happens all the time. You know, a lot of people think because a company is huge and all that, that they have money just lying around. It doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. That's not how it works in the real world. Right? Something can happen. Right? This is the same question, but in a different way. What do I do here? How did we calculate the market value before?
It's the shares outstanding amount times the market price of each share.
Exactly. Exactly. And then what do we do after that?
You divide it by the book value.
Right. That's right. That's right. And who has the upper hand here? Who's more favorable?
GAAP.
That's right. That's right. GAAP, the market value of GAAP is worth how much more than the book value?
3.9 times.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Period. And that's normal. You know that, well, not normal, but that's a great thing. That's a great thing, right? Keep in mind what I was telling, I tried to explain this before, right? When someone talks about your market value, right? When your market value is so high, like Amazon, and they see a lot of future in these companies because they have so much wealth. But keep in mind, any little thing can switch that game in a half a second. In a half a second. A bad press, something happens, and boom, that changes. Okay. This one, you're going to need your calculator. And we're going to do this together. Okay. And the first thing we're going to calculate is the local gross margin, right? So we're going to say 10.7, which is the cost of, which is the sales, minus 5.9 divided by 10.7 and times 100 if I'm correct. All right, so let's try that. 10 points. Now you got to tell me, I can't see what'd you come out with?
Is it 44.86?
It says round to 1 decimal point. So what do?
44.9.
44.9.
Professor, can you please explain this again?
Yes, I will. What you're trying to do is find the ratio for your local gross margin. So what you do is you subtract your sales from your cost of sale divided by your sales. So 10.7 minus 5.9 divided by 10.7.
This is on the formula sheet.
I believe you should be. Do you see it there?
Maybe I'm just blind, but give me a second.
It's under profitability ratio.
It's there, right?
It's there, but it's missing, it just says gross profit over sales. It doesn't say sales minus cost of sales.
Okay. So write this down. Write it down what I just said. Write it down to get what you need to get.
Can you repeat it again?
It's your sales minus cost of sales divided by sales to get this times 100. Now, second part, the operating. 10.7 minus 5.9 is what? That'll help me out, class.
4.8.
How much?
4.80.
Okay. Now let's do this together. 4.8. Now you got to put the whole thing down. 4,800,000. Right? We got to put the whole thing down. This thing is so tricky. So now you're going to say minus 530,000. That 4.8 minus 1,100,000 and minus 1,400,000. And then divide it by 10.7 times 100.
The operating income shouldn't be taxed, like we shouldn't account for the.
No, not yet. We're not at that part yet. Good question, but we're not there yet. $10.7 minus 5.9 is 4,800,000. That's what I was told. Minus 530,000, minus 1,100,000, and minus 1,400,000. What's the answer to that?
16.5%.
Good job. Now we're saying what you wanted to say, Michelle. What's the answer we got when we subtracted all these numbers from the 4.8?
Professor, is it 3,170,000? 31.
I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. What did you guys get? Are you guys there? Did I lose you guys? Hello?
Still here.
No, you
Just
didn't lose us.
doing the math.
All right. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. So what's the answer that when I subtract 4.8 and I make all these expenses, I subtract all these expenses out? What do I get?
I got 1,770,000.
Okay. So 1,770,000 times 1 minus 0.35 divided by 10.7.
10.8%.
10 point,
I'm not
what'd
getting.
you say, Michelle?
10.8.
Mm-mm.
Professor, I'm not getting the total, the right total.
Let's do this one more time. 10.7 minus 5.9 is 4.8. 4.8 minus 530,000 minus 1,100,000 and minus 1,400,000. The answer you get for that times 1 minus 0.35, which is 0.65. Then divide that by 10.7 and then multiply it by 100.
Oh, I think I just gave the wrong decimal rounding. I think it was 10.75. I thought we had to round to one decimal, sorry.
Good job. Good job. Okay, let's go over this one more time. All right, does everybody remember what I just did? I'm gonna let you guys do it. Okay, I said 10.7 for the first part. Listen, please. 10.7 minus 5.9 divided by 10.7. That's for the local gross margin, right? The second part, right? 10.7 minus 5.9, right, is 4.8. 4.8 minus 530,000 minus 1.1 million, 1,100,000, and then minus 1,400,000 divided by 10.7. Then you're going to get this number. Then the number that you got for the 4.8 minus 530 minus 1.1 million, 1,100,000, and then 1,400,000, right? That number that you got from that, you say that number times 1 minus 0.35, and then you divide it by 10.7 to get this number. Okay?
Sorry, Professor. Net profit margin. Can you explain again, please?
Sure. Net profit margin is 4.8 sales minus cost cost of sales, right?
Yes.
And then you subtract all of these. The number that you get, the answer that you get, you multiply it by 0.65, which is 1 minus 0.35. Then you divide it by 10.7 to get this number right here.
Professor, I'm not getting that. Okay, so when I did the calculation for the 44,800,000 minus 530,000,
What's 48,400,000?
isn't it 4,800,000 you said?
Right. No, but you should do it yourself. Don't just say, no, listen to me. If you do 10.7 minus 5.9 on your calculator, what do you come up with?
4.8.
Okay. So you got to turn off your mic. Something's wrong with your. So 4.8 minus 530 minus 1,100,000 minus 1,400,000. Let's get that answer first.
Yes, I got 1,770,000.
Okay, now you're going to say 1 million. What was it again you said?
Yes, 1,770,000.
Okay, now say that amount times 0.65. What do you get?
One million 150,500.
Now divide that by 10,700,000.
Yes, so I get 107,523.36.
No, it can't be. You're
That's
doing something wrong. Let me show it to you.
Professor, maybe she needs to change the decimals on the calculator, but I don't know how to do that.
Could be. Let's just do this together. This is how it would look. Okay? This right here, 10.6 minus, this will be this will be sales minus cost of goods sold. Then we say gross profit, right? Divided by sales, then we get the gross margin, 41.5. Then we take this answer, which I said, right? This like the 4.8 that we got. Hold on. The 4.8, right? We subtract all these numbers out of there. We come out with 1,370,000, right? After we do that, we get 12.9 as the operating margin. Then we take this 1,370,000 and we multiply it by 1 minus 0.35. And we come out to 890. And then we divide the 890,500 by the 10.6 or 10.7 that we have on our one. And then that's the answer. Okay? All right. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second now. Okay. Can everybody see this?
Yes.
Yeah, we could see it.
Try it. Try it and give me the answer by yourselves.
Is it 44.2?
Good. Next.
Is it 15.9?
15.9.
Sorry, 16.0.
Good. Next.
Ten point four.
Good. Does everybody understand what just happened? If you don't, let me go over it because this is going to be the homework assignment that's due on Tuesday. If you don't understand it, say something.
Professor, can you just repeat, for parts B and C, you have to do first 10.4 minus 5.8 million, or is it?
Right,
Okay, I wrote down the wrong. Thank you.
right.
Yeah, just the operating margin. I just want to see if I'm doing this correctly.
Right. So listen, let's understand what's going on, right? You have a business. You have a business, right? And once we know what our net profit is, right? Our net, we haven't done anything yet, right? We sold, we had sales of 10.4, and what it cost us, the sales cost us 5.8 million, right? Cost of the sales, whatever it is that we incurred, right? Now, we got to subtract, once we have that, we know what our net profit, we have an idea, right? Now we had things that happen. We had things that happen that we have to account for. These expenses. We had $540,000 in R&D, research and development, right? We have administrative fees of 540,000. We had R&D of 1,300,000, and we have its annual depreciation charge of 1,100,000, right? So we subtract that. We subtract that from that net number between 10.4 and 5.8, right? And then we divide it. We got to divide it by the sales because that's our base, right? To get our, and then the number we get, I think we multiply by 100, and then we get 16%, right? You got to look at it that way. Now, the local net margin profit, right, is that number, the number we get from when we make all our deductibles, our deductions, right? We multiply the tax rate, right? I want to know what the tax rate. So it's 1 minus 0.35. 1 is equal to 100 when you convert into a decimal, right? 100, when you convert 100 into a decimal, it equals to 1. So 0.35, you're converting this into a decimal. So 0.35 minus 1 equals 0.65. 0.65 times that number that we got when we made all those deductions. And then we divide it by 10.4 for this. And then we multiply by 100, and then we get the 10.4. Now, keep in mind that when you do this calculation, as Michelle pointed out, she came up with 15.9. The system would have taken 15.9, and it also would have taken 16%. You can round it up, right? You can round it up. So one of the things you have to be careful for when you're doing the exam, right? 15.9 could be 16.0, right? 15.4 isn't 16. 15.4 is 15.4, right? When it crosses that 5, then you move it up. Right? Everybody should know this because you should have, like, a little basic math behind us, right? That this 44.2 can't be 45. But if this was 44.8, 44.5, then this could be 45.0, right? So that's how you do it. A lot of times on the exam, I know you're gonna say, "Oh, professor, please give me a break." I am telling you, when the exam comes, it's a little different. It's a little different because the pressure's on and it's time to perform. Any questions here before I move on? All right, so that means that everybody's got it. Okay. This is interest coverage ratio, right? And the formula for this is the interest times sales divided by the interest expense. So we're going to say 0.101 times 29.1 divided by 171. That's the formula there. 0.101, this gets converted. That's the only way you could do multiplications, when you got to convert this percentage into a decimal. So this becomes 0.101 times 29.1 divided by 1.71. And what's the answer?
1.72.
How much?
1.7.
9.7?
1.7.
1.7.
Oh.
1.7.
Okay. Okay. 1.7.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good. Now, when you said 9, I know that can't be, because that's the coverage. This is saying that they're able to pay the interest on their credit cards, right? This is saying that they can pay interest on outstanding loans, right? The operating margin is 10.1 and the sales is 29 and the interest is 1.71. So they can pay it, the interest coverage. So the formula looks something like this. Just like that. But here, they're assuming that you know that you have to move this decimal place 2 places. So this becomes 11.11, 114.114. And then you divide that by the interest expense. And you come out to 2.9 or 1.7.
Professor, can you please show it again? Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Are we good? Can I move? Okay.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I'm going to let you calculate this one on your own. And you're going to come back to me. All I'm going to say to you is that on this question, sometimes companies borrow and a negative number overtakes a positive number, and it's more, it turns into a negative. Right? If I have a negative number, if I have a positive number of 200, and then I have a negative number, if I have a positive number of 100 and I have a negative number of 200, what's my answer?
-100.
Okay. Whoever was, did your sister take this class or somebody? You sound just like someone that had this class last semester. Yes?
That is so funny. My friend took it and people say he sounds alike. Danielle Erlich.
Yeah. Yes,
That is
yes.
really funny.
She was yeah, I thought it was.
That's really funny. I'm gonna tell her.
Oh,
She's the one
yeah,
that recommended your class.
she did really well in the class.
Yeah, she told me she loved it. She's like, you must take Professor.
Okay. All right.
But we're not related, but we do sound alike. That's very.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, great. Hold on one second. Let me put, I don't know why this is doing that. Okay. Let's do this one, class. I want to do a couple of them and then we can call it a night. What do we do here?
With the operating expense,
No,
what?
what operating expense? Okay, go ahead.
You have to subtract 1 minus 35 and times that by 9.98.
Okay.
Let me get my calculator. Hold on.
So you end up with. And I think it's 15,353,846.
How can it be 15 million? How can
That
it,
makes
it can't be 15 million, it's 35, it's
6.49.
0.65.
6.49.
I made a mistake.
What is it?
6.49.
That's the answer?
I think it's
Mm.
1.2.
Yeah,
because
6.19.
they gave us a depreciation. Offer.
Wait a minute, the answer is 6.49?
I think it's negative 1.28 because it's depreciation.
No. No.
Oh, I think yeah.
You're on the right
It's
track.
6.49.
I
It's
agree
negative
with 6.49.
Wait, say that again. Somebody said it.
negative 6.49.
Negative 6.4.
Now we're talking. Good job. Now, because we took the
Why is it negative?
depreciation in one shot, what's the answer here?
There will be no effects.
Good. Next, what do we do here?
You do 1.97 times 0.65, and then you make that negative.
So tell me.
Negative 1.28.
Negative what?
Negative 1.28.
Who's talking to me?
Alexis.
Alexis. All right. Okay. Good job. All right. What do I do here? First thing, this is the gimme question.
Revenues
Revenue what?
increase. Increase.
By what?
5.09 million.
Next. Earnings. Earnings is what? Up or
They're
down?
going to increase by 3.14.
Increase.
By how much?
3.14.
3 point what?
14.
Good job. Receivables. Decrease or increase?
Increase.
Oh, right. Receivables. By how much?
3.9.
Inventory decrease or increase?
Decrease.
1.95.
1.9.
Cash. What happened? They gave us money or they took
Increase.
money?
Increase by 1.1.
All right. Okay. Now, no one in this class should get this wrong. No one should get this wrong on the exam. This is your give me question. This is your 3 points. I mean, this is, I can't make it any easier. I can't make it any easier. All right, let's do this one and see what happens. What do I do here? Market capitalization.
9.6 times 30.30.
291.07.
1.
How much?
291.1.
So 291.1?
0.07.
Uh,
One decimal place.
Oh yeah, so 0.1, I guess.
0.1.
Good. Next, market to book ratio.
Two, 3.0. Oh, sorry, 2.96. 6. 2.96.
Good. Debt to equity.
Two 2.02.
Market debt to equity ratio was.
.68.
I can't hear that.
0.68.
Enterprise value. Come on, somebody else. Let's go. We all should be involved.
Could you scroll up so I could see the market capitalization?
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
$387.
Is it
387 even?
I think so.
Good job. Good job. All right. Those are the simple ones. Just did that. Hold on 1 second. Okay, last one before we call it. What do I do here?
Professor, you're on the assignment manager?
Yeah. What do you?
Oh, that's all you see?
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. Oh, okay. Ooh. Uh, okay, you see it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. What do I do here?
Is it 2.5?
Good. Good. Okay. Um, let me explain something to everyone. Okay. Um, when we're taking the exam, right? You guys are home taking this exam, right? Take notes. Take notes where you know exactly how to do the problem. Take notes where you know exactly how to do the problem, meaning you can dissect it really fast, right? You have your formulas on hand. One of the problems we had last semester, one of the biggest complaints, was the fact that they felt they didn't have enough time. The problem was everybody got a little bit ahead of themselves, thinking that they can do the problems. And this is what happens. It's like trying to go somewhere and you think you can take a shortcut, right? You're driving and you think you can take a shortcut and you end up getting lost. Once you get lost, you start to panic and your train of thoughts go right out the window. Believe what I tell you. I see it every semester, right? This seems like it's nothing, right? This can't be that hard. It's not if you're prepared. It's hard. I mean, it's a lot to remember. There is no way, I always tell everybody who's taking this class, that you'll be able to remember all those formulas. There's no way.
So how do we prepare?
So the way you prepare is as I'm teaching it, as I just told you, you write down these formulas as you're going, and you'll be fine. All right, let me take attendance, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I'm going to assign the homework tonight. All right, I'll see you guys on Thursday.
Good night.
It's due Tuesday. The homework is due on Tuesday.
Thank you,
You just
Professor. Have a
look
great
over
night.
it. You do the same. Okay, bye-bye. Okay.
Professor, can you hold on until everyone leaves? I have to ask you some things.
Oh, yeah. Hold on one second.
Professor, I also like to ask you something.
Hold on one second. Okay, let me, Ahmad, somebody's here. Is it that personal or?
No, it's I guess not. It's just I mean, I know it's the beginning of the semester, but I'm actually struggling, believe it or not. This is my last semester, and so far, this is one of the hard.
Struggling with what? We just started.
Exactly, like everything is just, I feel like it's too much. I don't know why.
We're going at a very slow speed. Just take your time. You'll be fine.
We have a midterm and a final, just 2 exams,
Yeah.
right?
Huh?
Just 2 exams, the midterm and the final.
That's it. And then we have the homework and the quiz.
There's no extra credit or anything like that.
No, no. Your homeworks are your extra credits.
Of course. Is
And
there
your quiz.
is reading the book, if reading the book, is that gonna also help me as well? Or is it just the
100%.
formulas?
Yeah, 100%. As I'm going, don't don't think that you got it. Go over it. You should, if you put a little effort into this, you'll get it. Believe me.
Okay.
All right?
All right, Professor. Thank you, man.
Okay. You're very welcome.
Hi, Professor. I have a question.
Uh-huh.
The thing is that this looks tricky to me because a lot of formulas and things like that. So, what's your suggestion? Like, shall I do over and over again the same
Yeah, till you get it.
question? Same
Yeah,
question.
sure. Till you get it. Yeah. And you will. You will. You will get it.
Okay. And second
All
thing,
right?
that the midterm exam and the final exam, like whatever.
Listen to me. There will be no surprises on the final nor the midterm. Whatever was on the quiz is what's going to be on the exams. Period.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
You got that, Ahmad?
Yeah, and the midterm, whatever you're
Yes.
testing, that will come in the finals too, or it's separate?
Same thing. Same thing. We might have some questions from the midterm on the final. But whatever you see on the quiz is what you will see on the midterm. Period. No more, no less. Same questions, different numbers.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
All right? All right. You guys take care.